Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, Jeff Turnipole. And as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view. All right, here's the rundown of the topics I'll be talking about on today's show. Do you guys think the Bengals are going to get any free agent backup quarterbacks? You got the Reds versus Oakland at 3 o'clock today. And a big weekend in college basketball. Alrighty, let's get to the Bengals here. Now, finally, that Joe Burrow's come out and hopefully ixnayed all these conversations that he doesn't want to come here. And the Bengals have met Joe, and they've talked for 18 minutes yesterday. Good talk. He's very impressive. Sounds like we're undrafting, which I've been saying that since November. No, I won't say November. December. Whenever they played Alabama, that's when I decided we needed to draft Joe Burrow. Well, and I thought the Bengals had a shot at getting the number one pick. So anyway, be that as it may, we're going to say we draft Joe Burrow, and we trade Andy Dalton, which it more and more sounds like it's going to happen because, the Bengals came out a couple weeks ago and said they're going to try to trade him, and they're going to try to trade him to a team that he wants to go to. So they're going to try to help him out. So take all that into factor, and that leaves you with your backup quarterbacks. As let's see, Ryan Finley, who made 3 starts last year, did okay. They drafted him last year in the 4th round, and Jake I know I'm gonna mess this name up. Doligan, I think I say his name, Doligan, as your other backup. Now, you don't go into the season next year planning on your backup quarterback actually playing, and my opinion is I wouldn't go after a guy who is planning on trying to start. I would go after a guy who, is a veteran and a good professional quarterback to help Joe Burrow transition from college into the pro game, which, I think he's pretty much there already, but having that veteran guy would help. So I went through the list of quarterbacks who were available. There's 35 of them. We're not going to get Philip Rivers. We're not going to get Teddy Bridgewater. You're not going to do that. So the 3 guys that I found that I think would be pretty good fits would be Colt McCoy, A.J. McCarron, who the former Bengal anyway, and Josh McAllen. Now, Josh McAllen, he might retire again because, he retired at the beginning of last year and started working at ESPN, and then Philly had all their injuries, and he came in, didn't think he was going to play, and ended up actually playing again. So, be that as it may, I don't know if he's going to retire or play. Anyway, those 3, I think, would be very good guys to bring in as your backup, as not to push Joe at all, because Joe's the quarterback, and Joe's going to start. And if anybody out there thinks that Joe Burrow shouldn't start and he should sit a year, I completely disagree with you. Because Joe Burrow ran an NFL offense in college, played as close to NFL defenses as he could in the SEC. He's as ready as he's going to be. Sitting a year, I don't think it's going to help him. I do think having a veteran backup quarterback will help. But I'm not sure the Bengals are going to do that. I was listening to a podcast, the Orange and Black podcast, I think it was, and they were talking about, okay, you trade Andy Dalton and you get his money off the books. So are you going to take some of that money or all that money and put it toward, or split it up between Mixon and A.J. Green, or are you going to take some of that and put it to a backup quarterback? They're thinking, and probably the way it's going to be, is Mike Brown is going to go with the backup quarterbacks we already have under contract. Because, like I said in yesterday's show, Mike Brown would rather go with the guys he knows that are on his team than the ones he doesn't know. That's just the way Mike does business. And you can call it cheap, that he doesn't want to spend the money on a backup quarterback. I think it would be a good idea to get that. Do I think it's going to make or break the season? No. If Joe Burrow gets hurt, season's over anyway. Even if you have Colt McCoy or A.J. McCarron or Josh McAllen, we're not going anywhere. And yes, I do. I'm a glass half full kind of guy. I do really think if the Bengals play their cards right, we can have a shot at the wild card this year. Call me crazy, but that's what I think. But like I said, I don't think the Bengals are going to sign a free agent quarterback. But the best news that came out, I think it was yesterday's show or the day before that, I talked about free agent quarterbacks. And I said Tom Brady's going back to New England. Well, he might not be. I can't remember the guy's name, but he was on ESPN yesterday on their show Get Up. And he said he would be shocked if Tom Brady actually went back to New England. So that's kind of surprising. So that could open the door up for a trade possibility for the Bengals with Andy Dalton, because at least all offseason, which has been, 2 months? It seems like it's been forever since the Super Bowl and forever since the national championship. But anyway, the biggest talk has been Andy Dalton to New England. Now, will Bill Belichick, will he give us a second-round pick? I don't know. Third-round pick, maybe. Now, the other thought process is, do you want to throw in A.J. Green in with that? My money is I say no, because I love A.J. Green. I think he's a great wide receiver. Yes, the last 2 years he's been injured. But that's the kind of guy you want around your young quarterback. A veteran wide receiver who will go get the ball, and just the professionalism that A.J. has and the way he carries himself, you want that to rub off on the younger players that you're going to hopefully have on this year's team, growing forward. So I would prefer them to sign AJ, not franchise, because the other thing is if they franchise tag him, he said he's not going to show up to any of the workouts, which doesn't help Joe Burrow out as far as developing chemistry with him. So I would be fine if Tom Brady leaves and goes elsewhere, and the Bengals and Patriots, because the Bengals and Patriots actually have made lots of trades. Most of them have bettered the Patriots. I don't think I don't even remember what we got for Chad Johnson. Not much. We got like a 6th-round pick for Corey Dillon, I think. They haven't given us much, but that is a trade partner that we have done business with before. So hopefully we'll get him a 2nd-round pick. I hear a lot of talk that NFL teams are higher on Andy Dalton than most Bengals fans are, which you can call me an Andy Dalton apologist or an Andy Dalton fan. I actually like Andy Dalton. I don't think he's not a great quarterback. I want Joe Burrow. He's a good quarterback. So if you put him in a system like New England, I think he can really thrive in that. But that's either here nor there, and I'm just a guy with a YouTube channel. So I'm just talking. We'll see what happens. All right, the Reds are in action again today, and they won yesterday. Woohoo! That was awesome. All right, there's no TV today, just radio. So you listen to Tommy Thrall and the Cowboy. They're taking on Oakland at 3:05 today. Here's the starting lineup. I think this is kind of interesting. They have Jesse Winker leading off. Now it's spring training. They're just trying to get guys in the lineup to bat. But it's good that Jesse is back because he got hurt or got hit with a pitch in the very first game. So when they broke a bone, just a bruise, so Jesse's back in there. You got the man Joey Votto hitting second, Nick Castellanos in right field, batting third, Mike Moustakas at second base, batting fourth. Or no, he's third. Sorry, get myself confused. Tucker Barnhart catching. Philip Irving. Now I'll come back to him. He's an interesting one. He's playing center field. Josh Van Meter third. The future Hall of Famer Jose Garcia. If you listen to some Reds fans, that's the way it sounds. At shortstop. And Mark Payton and left field, and Anthony Discofani is pitching today. Now, so we go back to Philip Irving. He's in the same situation as a lot of baseball players getting. He's out of options. And he played good enough last year in spring training to make the ball club. So far, he's hitting the cover off the ball. Aquino still has options. I really would not be surprised at all if the Reds take Philip Irvin and leave Aquino in AAA and let him play in the outfield every day. Because they did this last year with one of the Reds pitchers. I can't get his name right now. Starting pitcher, and he became a relief pitcher. Anyway, I can't think of his name. So I would do this live. Anyway, he did Stevenson. There you go. Jeez. He did terrible for years as a starting pitcher. They finally moved into the bullpen. He was out of options. And he finally took off and was a great pitcher for us last year. Philip Irvin, he has been a good hitter, a good fielder, and for some reason the Reds have never been completely behind him. But as far as a backup outfielder, I think he's great. And like I said, he's out of options. So I don't see the Reds cutting him because that's all they can do. He either makes the roster or they cut him and they get nothing for him. So there is a chance that he could make it and Aquino could be in the minors to start the season because, like I said, Aquino did not hit the ball very well in the minors or in winter ball this year. And in September, wasn't very good. So he had that great month. I hope it's more than just a great month, but we'll see what happens. Got college basketball this weekend. UK versus Auburn, Saturday, 3:45 on CBS. Now, if UK wins, does this put them in the driver's seat to win the SEC? Pretty sure. Xavier plays Georgetown Sunday, 2 o'clock. Dayton's playing tonight versus Davidson, 7 o'clock, ESPN 2. And now, we have the most important game for the Bearcats this year. Maybe. Like I said, I've said that for weeks that we can only lose one game. I thought this is the game we could lose, but since we lost to Central Florida, I'm like, we can't lose this game. But like I said, I've looked at other bracketologies and stuff, and maybe we can get away with losing this one. I would prefer to just win it and shut Houston up, because last year we beat them as at Shoemaker, but we beat them at the last game before the AAC tournament. So I love to do it again. It's going to be extremely hard. Houston's really good. They got great guards. They got a really good interior offense, and their defense is very, very good. And like I said, they play very, very aggressive, and they get away with a lot of stuff. So it's going to be really hard for the Bearcats to win, but they can. The good thing is they've had a week off. Hopefully Brandon has been able to install the stuff that he was saying when they were playing, 3 games in a week, that he wasn't able to install, and coach these guys up more so they can have a better showing. And they got a week off, so they can't say they're tired. So hopefully all that comes together and the Bearcats pull out a very, very big win on Sunday. Speaking of Sunday, I'm going down to the Holy Grail to watch that game. If you guys are interested, it'll be fun down there. Chad Brendel's going to be down there. I don't know if Mo Egger or anybody else is coming. I know Chad's trying to get Luke Fickle to get there. No idea if he's coming or not. But they are giving away, I think, season tickets to Bearcat football. So, you like Bearcat basketball? Want to hang out with a whole bunch of crazy Bearcat fans like me? Come down to the Holy Grail. It's a lot of fun. All right, I have a couple pages here on Facebook I want to boast about. Bearcat Country, Bengals Nation, Reds Country. They all great Facebook groups. Join our little community. Talk sports. It's a lot of fun sometimes. You guys ever looking for a rental property or rental property management team? Check out T Properties. The website is www.tpropertiesllc.com. They have quality housing for quality people. Contact them for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. All right. Now, we'll come to, like I always say on Friday, my favorite part of the show. And if you're a normal listener, you know it's Friday, so that means it's Zeke of the Week. Sometimes I have a hard time finding one because sometimes, people just don't do as much dumb stuff as they usually do. But Mike Florios, you took the cake this week, brother. Your arrogance, I'll say, as to you cannot believe that Joe Burrow is okay with playing for the Bengals is unreal. On his show, I think it was on Pro Football Talk, they showed the press conference of Joe Burrow where Joe said, if they draft me, I'll go there. Yes, it'd be great to play in Cincinnati. I'd only be 2 hours and 15 minutes away from my house. He said those two exact things. Mike Florio comes on and goes, well, I don't know if he really wants to go there way deep down in the side. And, I know all these Bengals fans think I'm crazy and stuff, and you're just making stuff up, but you really have to ask yourself that question. No, Mike, you don't. You don't have to ask that. Joe answered it twice. He said, if they draft me, I will go play for them. Yes, it'd be nice to play in Cincinnati. I would only be 2 hours and 15 minutes from my house. Word for word what Joe Burrow said. Not what you think he should have said. So, Mike Florio, you are my Zeke of the week, and I will probably never watch your show again. So, you have a nice day, brother. Anyway, that's just sports, baby. Like, subscribe, share. It's the weekend. Tell all your friends about me. See ya.